Come on in. Welcome to Idled Out, where we talk all things Survivor. My name is Luke, and today we're talking about 5 quote unquote bad Survivor seasons that Jeff Probst loved. Jeff recently dropped a list of his 25 favorite seasons of Survivor, and you know what? It's actually pretty good. It's a great mix of classic seasons, new faves, and everything in between. But just like all of us, Jeff's got his random favorite seasons. And his faves are pretty random. Whether on this list or in past comments, Jeff has glazed some of Survivor's worst regarded seasons. Whether because the action on the island was more exciting than what we saw in the edited version at home, or simply because his favorite players dominated the game, turning it into a snooze fest.
Rob struggling to get up these steps. He is literally carrying his family on his back.
Now, don't get me wrong, Survivor is like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's good. And in my opinion, every season of Survivor is worth watching. Even at the floor, there's always something to like about every single Survivor season. Yes, even you whittled dumpster fire. So I'm not making fun of Jeff for having bad taste or anything here. If anything, I think it's actually a good thing that he has rather eclectic taste in Survivor seasons. So log into your blog spot, do the chicken and waffles dance, and can you grab a pizza on your way over as we talk about 5 quote-unquote bad Survivor seasons that Jeff Probst loves. At number 5 is Survivor Ghost Island. This is probably the most surprising inclusion on Jeff's top 25 list, and it's a season which I think less than 1% of the Survivor fanbase would have in their top 25. That even extends to fans who've seen less than 25 seasons. This is an absolute snoozer of a season. The first half is just watching one more likable tribe get destroyed by the other, and the second half is just watching Dom and Wendell dog walk the rest of this cast to the end. I'd compare it to watching paint dry, but stuff actually happens when paint dries. You've got evaporation, coalescence, not to mention the hardening. Oh boy, is there hardening. Give me this over Ghost Island any day. Ultimately, what should have been a silly but sincere love letter to Survivor history is wasted on a cast of bland recruits content to sleepwalk to the end of the game, and a group of fans paralyzed by fear of doing anything. This season could have worked, it just didn't. And that happens sometimes. It's why we have 2 seasons a year. So why does Jeff have it in his top 25? Well,
For the first time in 36 seasons of Survivor, we have a tie.
you know, I'm willing to give him this one. Final Tribals have had the potential for a tie vote since season 13. And to see 5 votes Dom, 5 votes Wendell come back in real time after more than a decade of ties being a possibility must have been exhilarating as a producer and host. And he says as much in the parade piece talking about his 25 favorite seasons. So you know what? I see where Jeff's coming from on this one. Even as a viewer, this was admittedly very exciting and a great ending to the season. It just took a long time getting there. Long time. Really, really long time. At number 4 is Survivor 48. While I don't think this season is as bad as everyone says it was, this was not a well-received season by the fandom by any means, especially after the back-to-back-to-back hits of Survivors 45, 46, and 47. But this is a season Jeff was routinely high on pre, during, and even post-season, even calling it one of the all-time great seasons. I think Jeff's love of this season just speaks to what Jeff finds fascinating about Survivor now versus what he found fascinating about Survivor back in the day. It's no secret that production views Survivor now as a journey of self-discovery for the cast, and there were some rather compelling personal arcs this season. Joe and Eva's father-daughter relationship, Mitch's stuttering, Kyle's emotional turmoil over betraying his allies, David's love of milk. This is just catnip for Probst. I love all of this character stuff too, but Survivor can't be all vegetables, you know? At a certain point, things have to happen. For the plot, I get that it's Jeff's job to promote the show, but I feel like I'm also pretty attuned to when Jeff's being serious about loving X or Y season and when it's just promotional hyperbole. I'm telling you guys, Jeff really loved this one. He notably did not talk this highly about Survivor 46 or 47, and given 3 players from this season are on Survivor 50, I think it's a safe bet to say that production really just saw something in this season most of us at home didn't. Which is fine, although it gave us some lofty expectations that went unmet. Like when Jeff said blindsides are at an all-time high before the season began? Well, I don't even know what to say about that one. Can we get a wellness check on Jeff? I genuinely think there might be a gas leak. At number 3 is Survivor Game Changers. This is where Jeff and I disagree the most. Anyone who's watched this channel for a while knows this is a bottom 5 season for me. I am a certified Game Changers hater. All the good characters go early, the post-merge is incomprehensible, and to top it all off, it has that Varner stank all over it. Although I do like that he gets voted out with a pizza box in his hand for no reason. Pizza's free if you ruin your reputation in 30 minutes or less. This is another season Jeff had in his top 25, and he specifically cites the moment where Cirie goes home by default because she was the only person without an advantage or immunity at the final 6 as a point in this season's favor instead of an embarrassing miscalculation. Now they even have someone on staff constantly running the advantage algebra to ensure this can't happen again, so I just truly struggle to understand how this is constantly trying to be rehabilitated as good, actually. Nayanka was good, actually. Mike scooping falling in the fire was good, actually. Advantage Geddon was not good, actually. To give Jeff the benefit of the doubt here, I'm sure that excitement is palpable on location during every returnee season, and this one I'm sure was no exception. Tony, Sandra, JT, Malcolm, Cirie, and miscellaneous, all on the same beach throwing down for the title of changiest gamer. Must have been thrilling to start, and then the nightmarish boot order kicked in. Overall, this is the least popular returnee season by quite a margin, and for good reason, in my opinion. Now, where the hell is that pizza I ordered? That stupid pizza boy is taking forever. At number 2 is Survivor Worlds Apart. This is a season that some fans have tried to rehabilitate, but personally, I'm not buying it. It has its moments, it is darkly humorous at times, but mostly it's just mean-spirited and predictable, and I think that's the general public consensus. But coming out of this season, Jeff could not stop gushing about it, and even said it blew the previous season, Survivor San Juan del Sur, out of the water. Whatever you say, dude. As Jeff said pre-season, person for person and pound for pound, I will say that this is the best group of people I think we've ever had. Just my own Jeff Probst opinion, I have not seen a second of footage cut yet. Just based on my experience, this was one of my favorite seasons of all time. To be fair, this season did not make Jeff's top 25, so his tune seemingly changed after seeing the finished product. But it's well known that as the season was actually happening, production loved the season and the outcome. Multiple correct idol plays, a massive game-changing move at the auction, and heroic, good old boy blue-collar Texan Mike winning his way to the end against impossible odds and overcoming an alliance that was oops all assholes. But as viewers, we saw a season that was occasionally nasty in a way that felt outside of the game, and we saw a win telegraphed a mile away, because, be honest with me now, you don't think Rodney's winning, do you? You cannot possibly think that Dan is winning. Who even is this guy? He isn't winning. The backlash to Jeff's overhyping of this season was fierce, and he would dial down the hyperbole in pregame press for years as a result, which occasionally resulted in us thinking banger seasons like Survivor Co. Wrong were gonna suck because Jeff was so hesitant to promote them strongly. As for Worlds Apart, the on-island action just didn't translate to TV. So Jeff reportedly telling the players after Final Tribal they delivered a truly special, one-of-a-kind, greatest of all-time season just sounds hilarious in hindsight. Unfortunately, that just shan't true. At number 1 is Survivor Redemption Island. You knew it would be here. A universally agreed upon bad season, one of the worst casts of all time, a season which will never ever be re-evaluated and reclaimed. Its main conceit, Russell versus Rob, fizzled out by episode 3. Yet coming out of this season, Jeff was hyping it up like it was the greatest Survivor season of all time. And I suspect that's because of one moment.
The winner of Survivor Redemption Island, Probst.
Yeah, we know that got Jeff like, oh yeah, Here's Jeff hyping this season up like there's no tomorrow a week before the premiere on his personal blog. Yes, we've unearthed the Jeff Probst blog. I wasn't a big fan of Survivor Nicaragua. It just didn't work for me, but I am a huge fan of Redemption Island. If I'm wrong, then I'll eat crow at the live show and admit it to you all, but I'm willing to bet that you're going to absolutely devour this season. Yep, I think it's that good. Look, devour's a strong word, but the premiere's actually pretty good. Let's scroll down and read some more. Another reason you're going to rank this as one of our top 5 seasons of all time is this season's cast. Jeffrey Lee Probst. This cast? This one? The cast that brought us The Buddy System, Saggy Pink Panties, and Will You Marry Me Please? The cast that brought us Rice Wars, the 2 biggest goats in Survivor history, and Razor Burnt Pits? There are things you can say are good about Redemption Island, but the cast is not one of them. To be fair to Jeff, this season did not make his top 25, so it appears that between 2011 and today, he's clearly come to his senses on Redemption Island's place in the Survivor canon, which is that it's not good and should be shot out of a cannon. Got nothing else for ya. If you liked this video as much as Jeff liked Redemption Island, like and subscribe, and I'll get you more Survivor content just like this. Until next time, don't get idled out.